Dragon Ball Z is an anime classic. If you were watching as a kid in the 90s or in the 2000s like me, you didn't even know what an anime was. Why was it so different from regular cartoons? I think it was because of the action. The battles were intense. There were iconic moments, like when Goku first turned Super Saiyan, fire. Gohan Super Saiyan 2 transformation, fire. Bruh, admit it. You wanted to be part of the action. You wanted to be a Super Saiyan. How did you make that happen? You drew yourself in it. And so did I. Look, I was around, the memory's a little foggy, 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. Whenever it was, when I started watching Dragon Ball Z, it was coming on the Toonami channel. I looked up when the Cell Saga started, which is where I started watching Dragon Ball Z. It first aired in America in the 2000s, so maybe I was watching some stuff before that, because I definitely started watching before the 2000s. Yeah, so when I started watching what I remember, whatever, the memory is, I was a kid, man, you know, the memory gets a little foggy. But what I can remember starting to watch was when Vegeta was fighting Imperfect Cell. I don't know what it was, but I was drawn. Couldn't resist. Drawn to Vegeta as my favorite character. I wanted nothing but for Vegeta to win. But he used to get his behind whooped. Get his behind handed to him constantly. And to this day, my fellow Vegeta fans, don't stand up, bro. I know the pain. You ain't got to stand up, bro. The show was a brand new hype for me and my friends. You know, I was drawing pictures of myself, my cousins, my friends. Man, we was all getting in the story. Ain't no way I'm not bringing the homies with me. Yeah, so what I did was I started to try to mimic what I was seeing on the TV, put it on the paper. My ability to convey what I was seeing into drawing, trash. But I kept trying though, because I was too hyped. I was too determined. My observation skills were slowly starting to get better the more and more I did it. And it started to look recognizable as a person, which is the best thing I could say about it. I'll put a picture right here, actually. And I'll start rolling in the old pictures here. But there was a clear difference from when I used reference and when I was drawing from imagination. You could see it mainly in the arms. The difference was crazy. Look at this. Speaking of reference though, does anybody remember these? You remember these back at DBZ magazines? Yo, them just was clutch. I don't even know how I first heard about them, but thankfully my mom paid for the subscription. So I used to have those coming in every week. Was it every week or every 2 weeks? I told you the memory is foggy. But y'all remember these? I used the pictures in the magazines to study. Looking at them on Google, yo, was bringing back so much nostalgia. Unfortunately, we had to move and I had to throw them out, I think because there wasn't any space or whatever. I had way too many magazines. I should have kept some though. But yeah, after the Cell Saga, obviously it went into the Buu Saga. And then after that, did I watch Dragon Ball GT first? Yeah, I think I watched Dragon Ball GT first when it came out. And then later on, I went back and started to watch Dragon Ball. No, before Dragon Ball, I started to watch the Saiyan Saga and the Frieza Saga, then the Namek Saga. So yeah, it wasn't in chronological order that I watched it. But I was still like affected the same exact way. When Goku first turned Super Saiyan, even though I knew that he was Super Saiyan before because I watched the Cell Saga first, it still hit me hard, yo. I was like, this man did it. This man's a Super Saiyan. Like I didn't already know. How'd they do that? It's like, no. But yeah, then after that, I went back and watched Dragon Ball. And I low-key think Dragon Ball might be better than Dragon Ball Z. Don't at me. Matter of fact, you can at me on Instagram at overzel_arts. Thank you, appreciate it. Check out the pictures, you know, leave some comments, some what you think of the pictures, all of that shit stuff, all that good stuff, man. But yeah, so sometime during college, I started to slow down at the end of high school with drawing. Sometime during college, I stopped drawing. And what was crazy is when Dragon Ball Super started, by the time it got to the Tournament of Power arc, I started to get inspired to draw again. I'm like, yo, Dragon Ball Z did it again. Yeah, so Toriyama wasn't the main writer, but it still had to be passed through him for approval. At this point, it was being done by Toyotaru, which was his successor. It was dope because he was a Dragon Ball fan also, and eventually became the mangaka for the next phase of Dragon Ball, that's really tough, yo. Congrats to that man. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z inspired me to start drawing again, so that's what I started doing, and this is where we are now with the YouTube channel. I'm regaining all my skills back, getting my power back. You feel me? I know I'm not the only artist that was inspired by Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z to start drawing, and look at where you are now with your art skills, man. I also know I'm not the only kid back in the day who was in their backyards trying to learn how to fly. That's hilarious looking back, yo. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video in recognition that a lot of us artists who draw today, especially the anime style, were inspired by Akira Toriyama and Dragon Ball Z. It's a major part of our childhood, is major nostalgia, and I just appreciate it. All right. Oh wait, I forgot to say, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'm out.